Hello and welcome to Kelly Loves K-Pop. We're back with another 2023 psychic forecast. This time we're going to do it for AESPA. I've been trying to include some groups I didn't get covered last year, so I hope you guys are enjoying this. Also, I want to thank my sister-in-law for giving me this beautiful little wax burner. I'm going to have a link to her little shop in the description so I can advertise my private readings for you guys, because I just don't know if you know that I offer that. So with that said, let's go ahead and shuffle these cards and get into the reading. As you guys know, if you've watched my past ones, I do 3 cards per month to try to just give a vibe for the month. This is my Moonchild Tarot. Thought it went well with the tablecloth. Whoops. So let's go for January. What's AESPA's January going to look like? All right. Queen of Wands, Strength, Wheel of Fortune. This makes me feel like there's a fire sign in the group, or one of the more creative ones, I don't know if any of them write their own stuff, or if they're just a more artistic individual that has creative outlets outside of the group or something, but it seems like they're dealing with either some personal issues or some press issues. They might feel like they're personally feeling like the world's turning against them a little bit in January. It's not uncommon for a lot of the girl groups to have a lot of negative press, unfortunately. I know, I think Giselle tends to get a lot of stuff because she's had some issues in the past. So January might be more of that, or something resurfaces. Someone's feeling kind of pointed out and targeted for their creativity. Again, I only say with air quotes because, again, I don't know if this is someone who's like in the right, in the wrong, sang a song they shouldn't have been singing, that kind of thing. It happens. It's happened in the past, so it may be something that comes up again. I'll go ahead and do February. I don't know if I want to shuffle it again. Let's just, okay. That is a lot, but you know what? I'll take it. I really feel like those jumped out. Knight of Pentacles, Judgment, Temperance, the Sun, and the Hermit in reverse. Okay. This either feels like something that they worked on a while ago that got pushed back, finally coming out. Because Knight of Pentacles talks about something slowly under like Judgment. Temperance also makes me think it's under like revisions and what's the word? When like approval. It's like waiting approval to go through something, but its Sun is finally success, and the Hermit means coming out of that trial period. So I'm definitely seeing like something that maybe we thought was canceled or rescheduled is finally coming to pass. So I don't know if someone's making some kind of acting debut, or it's like a song or a solo or something, but I feel like February is a good month for something finally coming to the public, finally getting seen, and finally getting a chance to be successful after a long wait. So go ahead and do March. Okay, March also feels like more solo things. I usually get the Magician for one of 2 reasons. Either it means someone is doing a solo or doing something kind of on their own outside of the group, or it can mean like a mass communication. Sometimes I've had it when, again, like the internet tends to get a hold of something and is like really pushing it. It could be like fans trending something, or it could be netizens pushing a narrative. It kind of can mean that like digital communication. Chariot, 10 reverse, and 10 of Pentacles. Ooh, so this can mean someone else's solo got pushed back, because the Chariot is not even just forward momentum in reverse here. It can mean like backwards momentum. The 10 of Pentacles is usually like your personal like legacy that you give to the next generation, or you seek producing, it begins being self-sustaining, you know? So we see either a personal project being pushed back, canceled again, or internet, maybe if whatever was happening in January lets up in March, if this is like the internet finally like easing up and deciding whatever maybe the person was under fire for, they're like, oh, well, they were innocent after all. You know, maybe there's something to that aspect where something lightens up, but the Magician usually means it's centered around like a single person. Whereas January, that person was kind of focusing on themselves. This is a person who is now taking like their agency, their own capability. Like they have more confidence in themselves and what they're capable of doing. So maybe that too, where they didn't say anything before, they finally like, it's finally time to speak out, or even the company making an announcement or some kind of statement could be happening. So yeah, the Magician kind of covers a lot of ground. So, but there's usually some form of communication. Let's do April. Now we have a King of Cups, Three of Cups in reverse, and a Six of Cups, nostalgia. This tends to be someone dealing with their personal feelings about something. Three of Cups in reverse could mean, again, gossip. A lot of times, though, it's gossip by people that are nearest and dearest to you, people that know you kind of the best. People you would usually celebrate your victories with are kind of celebrating something negative about you in the background. And Six of Cups. So someone is feeling like their friends are turning their backs on them. But King means they're kind of keeping it to themselves. I don't think this is something the public is necessarily going to see, but we may see someone who's dealing with personal sadness, losing a support system that they feel like they've had for a long time. So I don't know if that's just a kind of a personal thing. Someone is feeling like their friends are no longer backing them up. I mean, or fans. I mean, it could be fans because, again, it's someone who's usually supposed to support you. So there could be something like that. But I don't think this person is going to talk about it. They're just kind of dealing with their feelings on their own. May. Okay. We'll take these two. May. All right. Shadow work. So this is like, but it's in reverse. Okay. This is almost like something good or successful is happening, but some people didn't see all the hard work that went into it. First thing I thought was plagiarism issues. I don't know if that's an again thing for AESPA. I think so. I think in some of their concept artwork, they got issues with plagiarism. I don't know if it's plagiarism issue or something else. But it does feel like their success due to something a lot of people could not or did not see, was not open to the public. If there are more concept photos starting to come up for some kind of summer comeback, I don't know. It feels like though something going on in the background is like aiding on this success and want to be happy for it, but I don't know. There's something kind of very negative in the background. So that's May. So let's see what June has. So I feel like this is Ten of Swords. This is the end of a cycle. Oop, I saw you. I saw you flip over. Okay. Got two here. All right, that was it, right? Yeah. So 10 of Swords, 4 of Swords in 4 of Wands in reverse, and the 10 of Cups. So this is the end of a cycle, away from home, big happy family. It could be another tour or concert kind of announcement, summer concert thing. Something they did last year, maybe around the same time. So if there's a festival they played last summer, they might be doing it again. If it's Coachella, I don't know if that's like in the June season. Could be something like that. They came back, they're gonna do it again, but bigger this time. Like the weight on it has ended. So 10 of Swords isn't always bad. It just could be like a feeling of like waiting for it for stress. So they could have been planning this for quite a while in June. And like the build up was very stressful. but it's something that seems like away from home, and it's definitely meant to promote like how great and like spectacle, like how amazing, excuse me, that they are, or that like their performance is or something. So I know they kind of got some backlash too for maybe not singing live too much. So maybe it'll be like a big open foreign performance where they're gonna go live, or they're gonna show something they haven't shown before. Maybe they'll lean more into their like avatar thing they have going on that they don't always use. It could be something like that too. I feel like big grandiose display made in a like maybe a foreign or an outdoor kind of environment in June. So let's see what's going on for July. The Hermit in reverse again. Divine Wisdom in reverse, and the Tower in reverse. This is saying damage control. So the Hermit makes me think something else, like, you know how K-pop is. Like the minute one group is doing something successful, like somebody is going to try to bring them down, either by a hate train or by trying to bring out some kind of scandal from their childhood. Like suddenly the dirt comes up the minute some group is getting a lot of positive acclaim. It's like clockwork. That's just how the K-pop scene really works. The Tower in reverse makes me feel like either they get wind of it and kind of, again, are able to disprove or fight it legally before it's too bad. So I don't think it's going to be something that's like career ruining or anything like that. But it is someone that's kind of taken maybe something a member or person around them did kind of without thinking, you know, without thinking ahead, or like, I want to say, not the girls, but maybe somebody or something. There's like DUI issue. Sometimes it's like you didn't think, you just kind of acted, or you just kind of said something, or like, I feel like there's something like that. Like a friend from school said or was a bully or said or did something, and it's kind of like a guilt by association, but they're able like to prove that this person is just looking for their 15 minutes or something along those lines. I'm not saying it, obviously this reading isn't that in depth for me to get details, but that's what it feels like. Something coming out and showing like someone just did something or said something without thinking, but they're gonna like prove or show that it wasn't really that bad, or in the end it doesn't end up being that bad for the girls. So that's what I'm gonna get in July. So like whatever good success they had like a couple of months before, kind of, you know, there's always like a hate train that's always gonna kind of run alongside it, and we're seeing that. So July, August. Oh my goodness. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. And let's get one more for August. Woo. And the Empress in reverse. Okay, so again, we're seeing someone, either something's coming out, but not the way they wanted it to. This could mean comeback. I am seeing like either it's a comeback and it's not seen as being creative enough and pushing enough boundaries, but it's still going to do very well for them. Could be like they're kind of getting like a, you know, playing it safe kind of vibe, or they're going to do like another like softer comeback that people just don't like as much, at least maybe like on a global scale, but like back home it's still seen as well done, or on trend or something. Because I think there's a lot of times the girl groups try to push this line of like girl crush, and then we have to also do a soft concept. So we may see something like that where it's not seen as very creative, but it still does well for them. Although instead of like the creative energy, this is more like, still to me it sounds like not taking enough risks, because Emperor, instead of Empress being creativity, this is more about a structure, or being confined. But the Ace of Wands is still kind of pushing that creativity, so I still see this as just not taking enough risk, but it's still going to sell. And we see enough of that too, where a lot of people are like, they're just playing it safe, they're just playing to the fans or this, that, and the other, and they could have pushed it more to be more exciting. Let's go ahead and try out September. Whoa, okay. I got 4, I'll take these. All right. This may be follow through from the previous month, because this definitely reads like start again at the drawing board. So in a positive light, it does sound like maybe they're listening to feedback. Page of Wands definitely means like just trying to start something creatively, or not even just personally, but it's like something you're driven to do that you really want to do. So it's either starting something in a new direction or creatively wanting to change directions and kind of you're finally going outside the box. But to me, all these other cards mean they want to, but they don't know how. They kind of, I think this concept has painted them a bit in a corner, and it would be too hard to rebrand themselves at this point. But I do feel like there's meetings probably going on about it with the King of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. It kind of feels like offering new ideas to like higher ups, but it being like knocked down. So it could be the girls like trying to pitch new ideas and the company kind of saying, no, not interested. That's not going to work. We're not going to see any returns, or it's too risky to see the returns. Or it's the company really trying to figure out what else they can do, and just feeling like they might be stuck in this, concept they've created, this high tech, like girl crush thing. If they feel like they've kind of run their limit with it, like their vat of ideas is maybe starting to run dry. That's kind of just what I'm getting. So it's like there's a push for something new. I just don't know how successful that's going to be, and if we're going to ever actually see anything on the outside about it, because I know they don't want to go strictly to their soft image only. That would put them way too much in their, like, the red velvet realm. But I do think they want something more. Like, Red Velvet's concept is just a lot more open than AESPA's. And I think they're trying to figure out how to get there. Maybe they don't get there this year. It doesn't mean they don't get there, but it just means maybe they're starting those ideas, how to broaden this concept, especially as the girls age up, So September seems like meetings, bureaucracy, revisiting concepts and ideas, and kind of struggling there. So we'll see for October. What's going on with October? Okay. Eight of Wands. Four of Wands again. Three of Cups. This feels, again, like the girls being really cut off from things, lack of communication, kind of outside of your comfort zone, and feeling like people are judging you. Or again, that support system is kind of being hypercritical or gossipy, but they're cut off from people. So I don't know if it's just because they're probably working, recording, I don't know, but they're, I hate to use like in the dungeon, it feels like, but it does seem like they're in an aspect where they can't publicly come out and speak on things, whatever it is that they're working on, they're going through, where they'd like to come out and maybe defend themselves or defend some of their stuff or speak, and they're unable to. So only some of the negativity is really getting through. It feels like it's going to be kind of a hard year for them. I think like maybe because the hype of being rookies is dying off, and they're going to have to start really showing everyone that it wasn't just hype. So I think there's some of that where they feel like either they're going to go through a period of kind of like that first cycle of like losing fans that are now moving on to the next hot debut, because that group of fans, that's what they do. And they're going to have to figure out how to keep their long-term fans happy. So there could just be some of that. But that kind of criticism isn't easy to take. And I think especially some girls get it a lot harsher than other girls. Whether it's deserved or not my place to say, but I do think there's some of that. So, and I don't like to call out if there's any like cattiness between the girls themselves, but there could be some of that, and that could be why this card keeps coming up, is that not all the girls get along that well. I don't know, but it could be a reason why these cards keep coming up. I don't want to read too much into personal stuff. I like to try to keep it career-based and professional, but it could be. It could be. So that's what I have for October. Let's see what November brings. Oops. Cups, decisions, options, lots of stuff going on. Busy. November, that sounds about right, because we're going to have award shows coming up again. Oh, okay. Award shows coming up again. I'm going to just take those that flipped over, and we'll see. So, ooh. Well, this is better than the previous month for sure. Lots of options, lots of success, more happiness. They're in a better place. There is a Two of Swords, which means there's been decisions either made or more decisions like coming up. Sometimes also it's like 2 and 2, so we could see two girls break out as like a duo thing. Unit kind of testing out the waters here. Or it could be like performances where we see 2 and 2, or to each set of girls is kind of showing off more of their skills, that kind of thing. But I see some kind of division, but not in a bad way. And it's actually to show off. I think, like I said in the previous month, it's time for them to show why they're in the place that they're in and what their talents really are. And we may just see more of that in November, in performances, in singles or unique releases. That's going to finally like show off all of the girls' like unique charms, or at least in units or something that we haven't seen before. And I do think whatever receptions these choices get is going to affect them in the long term. So November seems good. Maybe a lot of discussions they were having in the previous month about where to go, they're testing the waters on some of that and getting good results. At least some happiness from the girls. Maybe they were also feeling the monotony and they're finally getting to test out some ideas they were that page before where they wanted to. So maybe they're getting listened to and getting a chance to try it out. So November seems like good things, or at least good, happy vibes from the girls. So let's go ahead and do the last month. Let's get December of 2023 out of the way and see what these girls think, or how they're going to end their year anyway. Oops. The Hangman in reverse. Again, this is more about seeing things from a new perspective. Knight of Swords. And Judgment again. Lots of Judgment, but I think next year is a big level up year, I think, for them. So lots of external judgment, internal judgment, and just going to that, trying to get to that next phase. It seems like it's in reverse a lot, so it's hard. I've seen a lot of reverse cards, so it's just showing there's a lot of like tension or like obstacles that are overcoming. It's a growth year for them, so they kind of, I don't want to say ever had it easy, but they had the hype of being like the new group. And I don't know if SM Entertainment's going to debut a new group next year. So that could be what's part of it, is that like if there's another new group, AESPA has to like step out of their rookie persona and move into where they're going to find their happy level of success that's going to hold them up for the next few years. They have to not only compete with all the next groups that are debuting in 2023, but they have to find their space within SM Entertainment. And there's a lot of groups and a lot of people highly active there. They can no longer get like special rookie or maknae treatment anymore. So we may just be seeing that being part of the issue, is just growing pains. Coming out of kind of a suspension, it kind of just talks about like stopping, thinking. We've seen them like contemplating over new ideas, and this is saying you're coming out of that finally with a new perspective on things. I just think too, this could speak about like timing and like the speed of things finally like slowing down. So December could be, again, a quiet month where they're going to take in a lot of the feedback and criticism they've gotten from like whatever they were doing in October, November, and waiting to see how those decisions go. We saw November was big decisions for them, so we could be sitting and seeing where things ended up. End of the year, we could be seeing them like finally getting ready with all the feedback and all the trial and error to figure out who they're going to be. So 2024 maybe and it probably ends up being a bigger year than 2023, but 2023 is probably where they're doing all the work and listening to all the feedback of where they're going to be and who they're going to be, and where they're going to end up and settle within their company. Because I just think the hype is going to be slowing down for them next year. Doesn't mean their success or anything will. In fact, I think their sales look like they were going to do fine, but they're going to deal with a lot heavier criticism, I think, next year than they have had. That's just what I'm seeing. I'm seeing them figuring out where their next level is. So hopefully when we revisit them next year, we'll see where they end up. But yeah, so growing pains overall is what I see for them, is maturing and allowing space for the next like level of rookies for the company. So that's hard. It's not easy for them. And I think because they're a girl group, they always get like hyper criticism from the internet, and just women in general. Female idols tend to deal with it more, I think. I wish the best for them. I think they're young, they have a lot of potential, and I think they're going to go a long way. Next year is just going to be a year of growth. So thank you for hanging out with me. I wish the best for AESPA. And again, if you want to see more of these readings, hit that little thanks button on the video. It lets me know you like it. It helps support the channel. And yeah, and I'll keep doing what we're doing. And yeah, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.